With his first Major League win under his belt, Tony Mounts has now settled into a regular spot in the Ranger rotation. With that sweeping curveball, he's become a pitcher to be reckoned with. And with an ERA under 3.5, Tony Mounts has kept his team in nearly every game he's pitched. Tonight he faces the reigning Central Division champs, the Rangers, taking on Torii Hunter and the Twins next. The Rangers seriously committing to the youth movement. And a crowd turning out to watch the Rangers take on the Minnesota Twins for the first of a 3-game series tonight. Some passing showers around us. They have passed us by for now as the Twins are in town for the first time this season. Along with Tom Grieve, your name is Tom Grieve, is it? Tom Grieve, I'm Josh Lewin. I got that one right. Tony Mounts, I guess you could say, is part of the youth movement, except that he's 28 years old. He's not a young gun, but he's a guy that has limited big league experience.
Exactly. He's here for the first time, and you look at his first start, he pitched 4 1/3 innings, gave up 9 hits and 5 runs against Florida. Since that time, he's had 4 starts. Each one of them has been a solid start. I think, Josh, one of the best things you can say about Tony, after his 5 starts, he looks like he belongs. He looks confident. You feel good when he goes out there, and I think that's a compliment.
Tom, right?
Tom,
yes. I'll remember that. I'll never get that wrong again.
Time is close.
We're getting there. All right, Rangers playing game number 88 of the season tonight. You'd think I'd know this by now. Game 88 of the season. Torii Hunter's in town. The Rangers in Minnesota play ball next.
What's up with them?
Must be super stackers down at IHOP.
Right now at IHOP, it's a real tall order. It's our all-new Super Stackers. Savory steak, chicken and bacon, or sliced turkey. Hot off the grill on a Romano Parmesan roll. Come on in and enjoy a Super Stacker. It's one great bite on top of another. IHOP. Come hungry, leave happy.
When I had a work comp injury, I chose the wrong clinic. They just didn't seem to care. Then I called the Texas Work Injury Assistance Center. They said I could change doctors and they'd handle all the paperwork. They have great doctors and a nice clinic and a free consultation with a lawyer, all under one roof. Now my checks are coming in and I'm getting better. I should have called them first. The Texas Work Injury Assistance Center. Give them a call. You still have a choice.
Hey, Tom from Reliant Energy.
Jack, this is my place.
Wow, this take a lot of electricity to operate this, huh? If I was a moth, I would be here all the time. Switch now and save big. Plus, get $50 off your first month's bill. It's that easy to switch and save. So you rely on us to keep saving you money.
Oh, you bet.
These are really low. Switch now. Our price is lower than TXU, guaranteed. And get $50 off your first month's bill. Reliant Energy.
And reggae, helping our white friends dance for over 70 years. Red Stripe, it's beer. Hooray, beer!
You want the best values in America? Well, they're here now at the Dodge Summer Sales Drive,
where you'll find our best products.
Like the powerful Ram 1500 with an available 5.7-liter Hemi. And our best deals. Get a $2,500 cash allowance or 0% APR financing for up to 60 months on Ram.
All with Dodge's 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
Let us prove we got the best values in America. Hurry to your Dodge dealer today.
Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by Ford. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Southwest Airlines, more than 2,700 non-stop daily flights to 59 destinations all across the country. Rangers and the Minnesota Twins for the first time in 359 days. Rangers last saw the Twins up in the land of approximately 10,000 lakes back on July the 14th, 2002. That is what the Twins looked like, remember? They came close to getting in the World Series last year. Southwest Airlines starting lineup. Lou Ford, Dallas Baptist University product, leads it off. Doug Minkiewicz and Corey Koski after that. We've already talked a lot about Torrey Hunter. We'll do it a lot more, I promise. Bobby Kelty, Justin Morneau, Chris Gomez, A.J. Przynski, and Luis Rivas against the 28-year-old Mr. Tony Mountain.
Tony got his first major league win in Anaheim in his last start. He gave up 3 runs in that outing. He's actually had some outings better than that when he got no decisions. He's pitched well in his last 4 starts, 4 solid starts, a 2.05 ERA over those 4 starts. And of course, he was pitching very well in the minor leagues, AA and AAA, before he got here. He's having a nice season so far. Good changeup.
To Lou Ford, who began this year at AAA, was hitting .318. He has come up here and now is hitting .319. Up and outside, it's 1-2. Lou Ford, the owner of no fewer, Tom, than 6 Dallas Baptist University. A lot of his coaching staff, former teammates, friends, watching here at the ballpark tonight.
You know, if you've got 6 hitting records at Dallas Baptist, you've done some hitting, because they've had some good players come through there over the years.
They were the National Christian College Athletic Association champions this past year for Coach Mike Bard, brother of Josh Bard, who we've already seen with the Cleveland Indians this season. Outside, 3-2. Yeah, Lou Ford hit .507 his junior season for DBU, so
it's pretty impressive.
And right here, he's taking a walk. Ford getting the opportunity with Jacques Jones out of the lineup. More on his condition as we go. First, the Rangers defense presented by Allstate. Juan Gonzalez getting some more playing time. A lot of interested observers from the various major league scouting departments, you figure, watching Juan. He still holds veto power over any possible deal. Has already killed the deal to Montreal. Ford going scrambling back to the bag as Doug Minkiewicz bats. And that's about right for Doug Minkiewicz. About a .300 hitter. Not a lot of power, but doubles power. 7 home runs.
Minkiewicz hit .306 a couple of years ago, and then dropped off a little bit last year. He hit .260. But he's back where he should be now, right up around .300. Plays about as good a first base defensively as you can play.
Chopped it foul down the first base line. Yeah, the Twins defensively once again have fashioned a very good starting 9. And Minkiewicz seems to pick a lot of balls in the dirt that come his way. Strangely though, Tag, the Minnesota Twins have only turned 57 double plays all year. That's the lowest total in the big leagues.
Huh.
Maybe a product of baseball's just skidding on that artificial surface at the Metrodome. Ron Gardenhire, the second-year manager, is trying to steer his team towards the top in the Central again. They won the division last year without much of a fight. This year, they are 3.5 behind the shocking Kansas City Royals. Bash down the line, that's foul.
I think when you talk defensively about first baseman, you start right with Minkiewicz. Travis Lee for Tampa Bay is right there with him. Of course, John Olerud has been a terrific first baseman for a long time. I think you probably see Minkiewicz on the highlights more than any other first baseman.
Very limber over there. You see a lot of that stretching.
Yeah, it's incredible.
High fly ball in the infield. Wind pushing it behind the bag. Mike Young will go and get it.
Scott Spezio the other day in the game, Josh, we talked about that play he made, you know, when he dove forward to stretch for the ball. That's the first baseman I ever saw do that was Minch, and you almost wonder if Spezio didn't get the idea doing that from watching Minch over the years. He seems to do it several times a year. You just lie out flat, almost with both feet on the bag, to reach as far as you can to catch the bad throw.
Strike one to Corey Koski, and speaking of defense, this guy can do it too. And when you look at his numbers at the plate, they are nearly identical to those of Hank Blaylock's. Of course, Hank is going to the All-Star game. Corey Koski got squeezed out. Eddie Guardado, the Minnesota closer, is a Twins rep. But Koski hitting 3 homers. That's what Blaylock has. 54 runs batted in. That's 6 more than Hank.
I think the thing that hurt Koski was when Gloss was voted in. Koski's having, as you say, a very good year. Probably a better year than Gloss, but he was voted in by the fans. And then it came down to Blaylock and Koski. Blaylock got the nod from the players, but I'm sure it was pretty close between the two of them.
Look out. Corey Koski nailed by the pitch. It's going to be 2 on, 1 out for Torrey Hunter. Obviously, Koski not a real big fan of having been hit. It's not like that's an epidemic with Tony Mounts. That's just the second batter he has hit.
I think Corey, as much as anything, is upset with where it hit him. Right in the right elbow. That's the vulnerable spot, your lead elbow. You get hit in the leg, the side, the shoulder. You can usually shake it off. It's kind of a sore muscle. Boy, when you get hit right on the bone of your elbow, that's a very exposed spot, that and your wrist.
Well, the Twins, we mentioned, already have Jacques Jones on the DL. That's what's given Lou Ford the opportunity to play some left field. Obviously, that's a concerned manager right about now. Ron Gardenhire having taken over for Tom Kelly. Long tenured Tom Kelly. What a freshman season managerially for Ron Gardenhire. The Twins, the division champs, knocked off Oakland in a gripping AL division series, but then they ran into that Anaheim Angel buzzsaw. The Angels went on to win the World Series.
Anaheim was a good, solid team that peaked at the right time. They got hot at the most opportune of times.
Hunter looks at the curve for a strike. Yeah, and as Doug Minkiewicz said, I think he nailed the tag when he said sometimes a team gets, 3 guys to heat up all at the same time. Minkiewicz said, I've never seen 9 guys get hot all at once. And that's what the Angels did to the Twins.
It was like it was contagious.
Strike 2 to Torrey Hunter, whose batting average is down. But the defense is still up where it belongs, so to speak. Playing Spider-Man on that wall.
In the last couple of years, he's driven in 92 and 94 runs, and he's right about on pace to do that again. 27 and 29 home runs.
Over to first, Palmeiro's got it. The flick of the wrist, on to short for the double play. Tony Mounts is out of the inning, and here come the Rangers now. There's no score.
So, how was Florida?
Nice.
A lot of pretty girls on the beach?
Yep.
Probably wearing bikinis, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty girls in bikinis.
Right now, fly Southwest Airlines with everyday fun fares from Dallas Love Field to these select cities for just $49. So get packing.
You are now free to move about the country. Summer savings days are almost over, and we're ending our 100th anniversary celebration like only your Texas Ford dealers can, with huge savings on the best in Texas. This is absolutely your last chance to take advantage of special anniversary financing as low as 0% for 60 months, or to get cash back as high as $4,000. This once-in-a-lifetime opportunity ends soon, so don't wait. Celebrate and save today because
summer savings end is near.
This is a new house we've just started building. I build about 250 houses a year. We've got it down to a science. Let me show you around. My family's learned to save money. Choosing the right electric company can make a big difference. That's why we chose TXU Energy. I've checked. They've got one of the best rates out there. In fact, in my own home, TXU Energy saved me a couple $100. It's all about keeping costs right in line.
TXU Energy, the choice millions of Texans count on.
Don't miss Matlock, weeknights at 7 on KDFI 27.
No score through a half an inning tonight, a function of a nice grab by Rafael Palmeiro and some questionable base running out there at second.
Yeah, the pitch was a little bit better than Tony wanted it to be. That was supposed to be high and out of the strike zone. Let the Rangers catch a break with a base running mistake at second base by Lou Ford, who's doubled off on the line drive.
So Torrey Hunter lining into the double play gets the Rangers up now against the righty Kyle Loesch, who I think defines the route that the Twins have taken, Tag, to get to where they are. The blueprint of trading veterans for prospects. And the key is he deals to Michael Young here. It's not just that they're trading for any old prospects, they're trading for the right prospects. Kyle Loesch came to the Twins for Rick Aguilera from the Cubs.
I think any team that's making a before the deadline trade would be glad to end up with Loesch. There's no doubt about that.
The Ranger lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Young, Blaylock, and A-Rod get it going. Then it's Rafi, Juan Gonzalez, and Michael Lamb. Kevin Minch batting seventh, and playing center field tonight. Tashira and Green at the bottom of the order. There are the numbers on Kyle Loesch, who has stumbled over his last 4 starts.
He got off to an excellent start. Through 14 starts, he was 6-4 with a 2.91 ERA. And you look at the way he finished last season in 13 starts, very similar. 6-3, 264, and that's his good curveball.
Mike Young was cognizant that that was a good curveball. He just kind of started walking back to the dugout, having looked at it for strike 3. Torrey Hunter obviously is a guy that you fasten in on with Minnesota. And he gets to a lot of balls, but officially the lowest fielding percentage. Some of his throws have kind of skittered away in the infield, but the way he goes from alley to alley is remarkable. The catcher, Przynski, doesn't really have to move that much. 2 down here in the first. And Tom, just to get back to the thought on Torrey Hunter, we mentioned the AL Division Series between the Twins and the A's last year. And Ken Maka, who was the bench coach for Oakland then, now as a manager of the A's, was wondering during the series at first, how come all the foul balls into the left field, right field areas, foul territory, were being grabbed by the left and right fielders for Minnesota. And he realized a couple games in, it's because Torrey Hunter covers so much ground in left center and right center that frees up whoever's in left and in right to cheat towards the lines. And they are several steps closer when there is big-time foul ground, for example, in Oakland. 1-1 to Alex Rodriguez. Torrey Hunter basically plays center field like a free safety. If the ball is hit anywhere, he's going to go get it. Except maybe if Alex hits one up on the hill.
That just depends how far up on the hill. If it's just barely up on the hill, it might not quite get there. He might just leap up and catch it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Alex Rodriguez playing in his 475th consecutive game.
Over the last couple series, we've seen some excellent center fielders. When you talk about Darren Erstad for the Angels, Mike Cameron for Seattle, and now Torrey Hunter. Doesn't get much better than that in back-to-back-to-back series.
We mentioned the Rangers, meantime, are trying out Kevin Minch in center field. Now, Kevin would be the first to tell you he's not in the same defensive breath as Torrey Hunter. But Kevin will certainly not embarrass himself out there. And you know he's going to give it everything he's got. Fly ball towards right. It's shallow. Rivas under it. And the Rangers go in order against Kyle Loesch. End of one. There is no score.
In the big cities and the small towns, at the dance hall and the state fair, Chevy drives your life. After all, Chevys roll off the line right here in Texas. Vehicles you count on every day. And that's why we say Chevy, driving Texas.
It's no wonder Sonic's burgers taste so great. It's how we build them. We make them when you order them, the way you like them, with the best ingredients. So you get a burger that's fresh and delicious every time. And right now, get a burger and large tater tots for just $2.49, only at Sonic. Also this month, it's Sonic's Strawberry Spectacular, featuring strawberry sundaes, strawberry slushes, strawberry limeades, and our decadent strawberry cheesecake shake. The taste of real graham crackers and rich strawberry cheesecake in a cup, only at Sonic.
En cualquier idioma, la acción es magnífico. Los Texas Rangers en el audio secundario de su televisión toda la temporada aquí en KDFI 27.
The Rangers' Rafael Palmeiro clouded his 500th career home run and his 1600th career RBI on one pitch. What a hitter. And he still makes time for the kids, too. His bat's not stopping either. This Amiable All-Star has his sights set on 600. What are Rafi and the Rangers up to next? Well, this Friday, the fans can take Rafi home with them, or at least his bobblehead. Call 817-273-5100.
Rangers and the Twins going at it. First of a three-game series. No scores. The second inning begins. Tony mounts to Bobby Kelty. Kelty, one of the younger Minnesota Twins that is already making his mark, had a good year last year. He and Dustin Moore, Lou Ford, all in the outfield mix. And they brought up this Justin Morneau, who we'll see bat in this inning. He's supposed to be the next great pure hitter in the American League, and the early returns are pretty good. Morneau on deck right now, hitting .269. He was ripping it up at AA and AAA this year. I guess one thing you can say about the Twins, Tom, this is one of those 5-year plans that you hear organizations talk about sometimes that has actually worked. In 1998, they were brutal. They won 43% of their games, and they announced we're on a 5-year plan. It'll probably take 5 years to be, and everybody just kind of fogged over. You know, you always hear about a 5-year plan, and it never seems to work. But 5 years after that, they're looking okay. Leadoff walk for Kelty. And actually, 1 year early last year, they were in the ALCS. We go to Jim Knotts.
Okay, thank you, Josh. As you mentioned, Rangers giving Kevin Minch another look in center tonight. I talked to Kevin before the game. I asked him, what's the difference playing center field compared to his usual spot over in left?
You can see in center field in the first inning. You can't see it in left field first inning. That's the only bit, and there's a lot more room out there, but it's not really any big difference.
So the sun's not shining in Kevin's face. Of course not tonight on a cloudy night. Also, you look at Kevin, he's not your typical protege type center field, you know, tall, lanky guy. He kind of reminds you of a guy who played for Minnesota a few years ago, like Kirby Puckett. Kirby, a mini Minch, maybe, Josh?
Mini Minch? Not bad. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Minch, I mean, he's a burly guy. There's no two ways around that. Not exactly a greyhound, but he has certainly not embarrassed himself at all out there, and in fact, very willingly. I mean, I think, Tom, his attitude is, hey, if it gets me in the lineup and if it helps the team, I'm in.
I think anybody in their first or second year in the big leagues better have that attitude. In fact, it's really nice when you see that attitude throughout a player's career, because that really is the way it should be. Whatever is best for the team, best for the organization. I think what playing center field has done for some people is show them that Kevin Minch is a lot better outfielder than they would think when you first take a look at him. He's a big, strong, burly kid. Looks more like a DH than an outfielder, but playing center field speaks to his athletic ability. That may surprise some people.
Tony Mountain's having some control issues here in the second inning. The walk to Kelty, the walk to Morneau. And now Chris Gomez coming up. So tough to judge on appearance in this game, Tom. And, you know, you get the sense that sometimes, unfortunately, that happens. People are miscast occasionally because they are typecast. Oh, this guy looks like he can't run. Well, it's like I mean, I'm looking at Tony Mounts, not a big guy. But here's Tony Mounts pitching in the big leagues. Oral Hershiser, who does have the classic pitcher's build, long and lanky, out to talk to Tony. And as Oral talks to Tony Mounts, we should mention that Tony talked to us about his pitching philosophy in general. Here's what he had to say.
I'm not a guy that goes out there and throws 95, 96. So as in stuff-wise, you know, I can't get away with, you know, throwing like Urbina and stuff like that. And here it comes kind of thing. You know, I got to pitch. I got to, you know, use a location. And that's the key to my survival and everything. And so, you know, when it comes down to it and when the pressure's on, you know, you got to make those good pitches. And, you know, fortunately, I've been able to make them.
Trying to get back to that right here in the second inning. He's 1-0 on Gomez. But along those lines, Tom, I mean, Jamie Moyer certainly doesn't look imposing. But very early in his Ranger career, what do you have, 14 strikeouts that first year in one game?
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of pitchers, especially left-handed pitchers, that aren't big, strong kids.
Rocketed into center field. That's a base hit for Gomez. Minch is up with it. Minch is firing in. It's going to be wide. And the Twins lead it 1-0.
Well, Tony walked the leadoff hitter in the first inning. He walked Lou Ford. He was able to pitch out of the jam with the help of a line drive double play. But generally, when you walk the first two hitters of an inning, it's very difficult to get out of the inning without giving up any runs. And Gomez lined the pitch into center field. Gomez was the regular shortstop last year for Tampa Bay and had a pretty good year. He was signed this year kind of as an insurance guy. Christian Guzman is the shortstop for Minnesota. But he's a veteran guy. He's a solid shortstop, and he's a definite threat at the plate. And he showed it right there.
Some mustard on the throw from Kevin Minch. Unfortunately, it was up the line.
Yeah, that was an aggressive call by the third base coach. That's Al Newman with nobody out. Because if Kevin came up and threw a good throw home, he had a pretty good shot at the runner. Throw was just offline.
Alfred Newman says, what, me worry? Had it all the way. And the dugout it goes. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to A.J. Przinsky. Now here's a guy, A.J. Przinsky tag, not lacking for confidence at all. In fact, if you wanted to look at it just from a pure personality standpoint, I think Przinsky and Minch are pretty close.
I don't know about that.
You don't think?
No. Minch is a very likable guy. Przinsky has the reputation around the league of being a guy that his opponents don't like. It's hard not to like Kevin. Kevin's an outgoing and friendly guy. Przinsky, I don't know Przinsky, but just going by what you hear about him and what you read about him, has more of the type of personality that grates people the wrong way.
This one is going to come in and hit him. That's the second hit batsman of the game Tony Mounts lets another get away.
Well, the first one was a fastball that hit Koski right in the elbow. That was a slow curveball that just hung high and inside. And if you can force yourself to just stay there, especially if you've got that armor on your elbow, you can just kind of pinch it between your arm and your hip and toss it to the catcher.
I don't know if I've ever seen a guy just trap it in his armpit like that.
Wouldn't recommend it on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Luis Rivas, and again Mounts behind in the count. And that is just not a good sign. Already in the inning, 2 walks, base hit, now a hit batsman. So Mounts, who had hit only 1 batter as a Ranger coming in tonight, is now a hit 2. First time through the order tonight. Mike Everett, the home plate umpire, saying, "Can I have the ball, please?" Inside, 2-1. Well, the Twins have been having problems scoring runs. The Rangers have been pitching very well of late, which seemed to be a good matchup. But there's Rivas blasting to left. Tashira will glove it. And no play at the plate. A sac fly to left field has made it 2-0. RBI number 18 for Rivas.
Got away with a leadoff walk in the first, but both walks to the first 2 hitters in the second have come around to score.
The Rangers do keep Gomez at second. Another chance for the native Texan Lou Ford. He'll come up with 2 on and 1 out. On the ground, it gets by Blaylock down the line. Tashira's got to chase it in the corner. 1 run in, and they're going to try for 2. A-Rod firing to home plate. It's going to be too late. Minnesota by 4. And Lou Ford coming back to Dallas as a 2 RBI double.
He probably had a lot of those at DBU. He shot it right by Blaylock at third base. Hit it so hard Hank didn't have time to get over there. Looked like it might have just glanced right off his glove. Couldn't quite get there, or if it didn't glance off his glove, it was just a couple inches away. I think Alex had a little trouble getting the ball out of his glove. He had to short hop it. The throw from left field short hopped Alex. I think if that throw was chest high, Alex turns and throws the runner out at the plate, but the ball short hopped him, and it took a while to get the grip on it.
So Mounts, having navigated out of a problem in the first inning, unable to do that here in the second. Two quick strikes on Doug Minkiewicz, a one-time high school teammate of Alex Rodriguez down in Miami. If you guessed that was a pretty good high school team, you're right.
Yeah, doesn't matter who else was on the team. Just the 2 of them made it good.
They played football together too at Miami's Westminster Christian Academy. On the football field, A-Rod was a quarterback as a junior. Minkiewicz was a senior tight end. Used to hook up for about 8 to 10 yards a few times a game, those two. Minkiewicz on the baseball team there, according to Alex Rodriguez, played a lot of catcher. A-Rod was the team's shortstop. Maybe that figures into why Minkiewicz is so good at first base, doing that catching in high school. Up and in. Minkiewicz went on to be one of the heroes for Team USA, you might recall, in the 2000 Olympics for Tommy Lasorda. Beat Korea a couple times. Once with a walk-off home run. Palmeiro, and Mounts has got to get over there. Trying to tag the man, didn't do it. And now Mounts falls, and it's 5-0. Coming in all the way was Lou Ford. He just never stopped running. Mounts got tangled with Minkiewicz, and they called Minkiewicz safe at first. But Tony was late getting to the bag, and it basically cost the Rangers a run.
I think Tony saw that he couldn't beat Minkiewicz to the bag, and the only chance he had was to try to tag him. But Minkiewicz went into a great evasive action, dove out of the way. He was safe at first base. The run came around, and on a routine ground ball to first base, Minkiewicz gets an RBI single. Nice move by Minkiewicz, and a good call at first base, it looked like, by Hunter Wendelstedt. Looked like he did get underneath the tag.
And evasive is the absolute perfect word here, Tom. Wow, and he just barely grabbed the corner of that bag, too.
And good base running, too, by Ford and by Al Newman at third base. Once Tony went down to try to make the tag, there's nothing he can do to get up in time to try to get the man who was on second and went all the way around and scored.
Well, unfortunately for Tony Mounts, once again the theme here is he is consistently falling behind. He was ahead of Minkiewicz. I mean, that's kind of the bummer about that. He gets that ground ball, but doesn't get an out. And now he is 3-0 on Corey Koski. Boy, and as sharp as Tony was last time out, he did not walk a single batter against the Angels. There's a strike, hugging the outside black.
Well, the big leagues can humble you. There's no doubt about it. And it's so hard to just go out there day after day. That's why the great players are so impressive, because they're able to do it day after day, year after year, consistently. It's difficult to do.
Swinging 3-1, Tashira, feeling for the wall, jumping, and he's got it. Corey Koski was bidding for an opposite field extra base hit. 2 down, but now the Twins have batted around. Torrey Hunter coming up. As it turned out, Tex had a little bit of room. Let's see if Mounts can get a Hunter. Steer himself out of the inning. Minnesota coming in, Tom, it scored only 25 runs in its last 7 games, about 3.5 runs per game. Hunter sending it towards the line and left. It's going to drop foul in the crowd.
Well, from time to time, we've talked about the Central Division race and how Kansas City got off to the great start. They slumped. Minnesota got hot. Chicago was faltering, and it looked like Minnesota had made their move and was going to just pull away from the pack as the season went on. But they've faltered a little bit. The White Sox went from trying to trade players to trying to acquire players because they're back in it. And Kansas City is hung right in there, and they have a 3.5-game lead right now. It's been a strange turn of events. The one thing you can say about that division, though, it's a very close division, and any team could get hot and win it. But right now, Kansas City's in control. They're 8 games over 500.
One caveat: any team except the Tigers.
Well, that's true.
If they win 43 in a row, they're still under 500 at this point.
I guess I'm talking more about the top 3 teams.
I know. Alex Rodriguez makes the play to second base. I'll call you when the Tigers reel off that 43-gamer.
Will they win 43 games?
Minnesota's got 5 on the board.
Flying to Houston for business? from any of Southwest Airlines' 35 daily nonstops to Houston, you can receive double credit by booking your flight on Southwest.com. Get a free ticket after you fly just 4 round trips.
You are now free to move about the country.
Hey man, your car's pretty hot. This is the Wolfsburg, right? So, Saturday nights, we'll get together behind the Dairy Twist to check out cars. Maybe you could come.
Yeah.
Right now is a great time to get a new limited edition Jetta Wolfsburg or any other sporty Volkswagen. Just make sure you know what you're getting into.
Dad, furniture's here.
Hey, be careful with that
We're looking for a place called Joe's Crab Shack. Heard of it?
We know Joe's Crab Shack. Head to Joe's now for our world-famous Dungeness crab for only $10.99. If you like our snow crab, then you'll go crazy for our Dungeness crab. Sweet, tender Dungeness crab with sides, all for only $10.99.
Don't you know you gotta go eat at Joe's?
Everybody knows Joe's. Love to see you there.
King of the Hill, the single best sitcom about Texas. Weeknights at 6 on KDFI 27.
God, I hate infield singles.
Rangers continuing the homestand. These Minnesota Twins are in for 3. The first place Kansas City Royals are in over the weekend. Josh Lewin, Tom Grieve, Jim Knox, very happy to be with you tonight. Comfortable evening now. Kind of a breezy night. There were some passing rain showers that have cooled things off nicely. With a new team in, Tom, we get to see a new version of the Rafael Palmeiro shift. And the Twins are shifting for Rafi. They stagger it a little bit, though. That ball yanked foul.
Yeah, this is a variation of the shift. The second baseman is in a similar spot as a lot of second basemen, but the shortstop is on the left side of second base. Normally he would be where the umpire is. So it is a little bit of a variation.
If Rafi hits one hard, let's say just by the glove of the pitcher Kyle Loesch.
Oh, he's moving over now.
He hurt us.
And that's where he should be, over there, because that's given Rafi a hole where he's hit a lot of balls. They've got a tough shift on for him now.
And the thing is, I mean, 2 strikes on a left-hand batter. You would think, defensive 2-strike swing. If anything, the shortstop would move over the other way. Guard against him, carving one to left. It went to 2 strikes on Rafi. He's moving over the other way. That'll beat the shift. Is it fair, though? Barely foul. Rafi did keep one fair Sunday. That ball getting up from Gil Mesh, and it got out for home run number 20. Rafi again on a pace to get to 38 or more. That would be 9 years in a row, a big league record. How about that one? Torrey Hunter going back, trying to play Superman. Leaping, can't get it. Home run for Rafi.
Torrey Hunter's upset he didn't catch it. He'd have to jump 10 feet off the ground to catch that ball. And Loesch hung a curveball. He dropped a curveball in for a strike earlier in the count, but he hung that one around the belt, and Rafi knocked it into the bullpen. Just missed a home run down the right field line, and the next pitch he does hit a home run to right center field. Watch this curveball. That's not where you want to throw it to Rafi, or any other power hitter for that matter.
And you're right, Torrey Hunter was furious that he didn't get on the highlight reel.
Let's see how close he came.
Wow.
Oh, he came within a foot of it. I don't know that he could go much higher than that, though. Boy, he's just got incredible athletic ability, leaping ability, and then the timing to go full speed, know where the wall is, be able to go straight up in the air close to the wall like that's a gift.
Now Gonzalez twisting one to right. And a more flat-footed Bobby Kelty will make that catch. Well, re-racking the Rafi home run, here's what he's done with that one. He has tied Mel Ott on the all-time list with 511. Mel Ott was a a smaller slugger. 5'9", 170 was Mel Ott. But boy, he had a great swing, took advantage of the Polo Grounds short right field line. That leg kick that you mentioned, Tom, he was one of the first to do that.
How about the hitch in his swing? That's a style you don't see anymore. Again, all players, all hitters have a timing mechanism. He had the leg kick and the big hitch in his swing. It's all about timing when you do it. If you do it in time, it's no problem. Get the foot down in time and get your hands back where they need to be on time.
Rangers back to within 5-1 as Rafael Palmeiro continues to shimmy up the home run charts. Bullet at the knees here. Mike Lamb down in the count 1 and 2. Yeah, Rafi tied for 17th now. Banks and Matthews are next. Dallas native Ernie Banks, Eddie Matthews, each with 512. Sammy Sosa's up to 513 now. Belted one out today.
If you take, we already talked about this a little bit, Josh, if you take his Loesch, last 14 starts last year, first 14 starts this year, 27 starts, 13 and 14, 12 and 7 with a 2.77 ERA. And you have to remember, he's only 24 years old. This kid has a chance to be one of the really good top of the rotation guys in the American League. He's got a good fastball, 94, 95 miles an hour. Good opponent's batting average. Overall, it's 249. Good curveball, good changeup. And he's just getting started. Last year, he was 13 and 8 for the Twins.
Leads him in strikeouts this year, and he tacks on another, getting Mike Lamb. 2 down in the inning as we invite you to come on out, see Hank Blaylock, all-star Hank Blaylock, that is. Mike Young and Mark Tashira. They'll be featured at the next Dr. Pepper luncheon here at the ballpark. That is Friday at the Diamond Club, and there are still tickets available just by calling 817-273-5100. They'll tell you what you need to know. Kevin Minch in hitting .309 and in freshly shaven as well. Ripped down the left field line, and Kevin Minch will cut it around to first. He's on his way for 2. 2-out double, and boy, Kevin Minch over the last 3-4 weeks, Tag, seems like he's good for at least 1 double in a ball game.
Well, Loesch threw him a changeup that time. Like it stayed up a little bit. Kevin was able to rip it down the left field line. It might maybe a little bit toward the end of the bat.
Kevin is holding with just the 2 home runs, but that's now 11 doubles in about 120 at bats. Another of the Ranger young guns, Mark Tashira.
Whoa, a one-handed grab of a line shot. That was pretty impressive.
They're turning around. They want some love from Chuck Morgan.
They should get some, too. They're going to get a contract and a trophy.
Chuck Morgan's handing a trophy down. Very cool. Mark Tashira takes inside.
Big hand from Dr. Drew Dossett right in that area. His meat hook would have caught that if that kid didn't get it. He's got some big hands, boy. He's going to check his hand out.
There's the Gold Glove awarded by Chuck Morgan.
That thing was coming back with some speed on it. He just reached up with his right hand and speared it.
Chuck Morgan's son, by the way, Alan Gullidge, now a free agent. He was catching in the Twins organization. Or Kelly Gullidge, excuse me. That ball ripped to right by Tashira. Overrun by Kelty. And Mark Tashira has made it 5-2. Back-to-back doubles with 2 down. And it's the younger bottom of the order Rangers that get it done, Tom, after the veteran, the cleanup hitter Palmeiro hit the home run. Now it's Minch and Tashira coming up with the back-to-back extra base hits.
Well, Loesch is throwing the ball 93, 95 miles an hour with his fastball. He's gotten hurt with his off-speed pitches in this inning. Rafi hit a hanging curveball. Minch and Tashira back-to-back doubles on high changeups. He's had a good slider, good curveball, good fastball. He's hung a curveball. He's gotten some changeups up, and I don't know if they're a little bit thrown with too much speed, whether the differential between the fastball and the changeup isn't enough, or maybe it's the location. In any event, Minch and Tashira have both hit his changeup for back-to-back doubles.
Todd Green has seen a couple of sliders. His reputation as a dead red fastball hitter is getting around. Let's see if Loesch, just because of pure bravado, decides to throw him at least one here. Nope, off speed, into center it goes. 5-3 as the Rangers get closer. Back-to-back 2-out hits, and here comes Texas.
That looked like a slider. Rangers haven't had a hit on his fastball yet, but they've hit everything else. And we've talked about Loesch in his last 4 starts has an ERA close to 10. And that slider outside corner, but it stayed up. His pitches have been up, and the Ranger bats have taken advantage of that. They've hit the ball hard this inning.
Kyle Loesch all of a sudden is beginning to melt. Not unlike that delicious custard we received before the game, Captain Segway.
Yes, that was excellent.
From Woolies. Appreciate that, guys.
Brett Allen and John Woolley from Woolies Frozen Custard. That's on Beach Street in North Fort Worth. Didn't last long, guys. Thank you.
Nope. We lapped it up, though. Whatever melted, we sopped it up for you. We invite you to stay tuned after the game. Fox News Wrap right here on KDFI 27. The day's news, tomorrow's forecast, when the Rangers and the Twins are done playing ball tonight. Tony Mounds gave up 5 in the top of the inning. The Rangers right back for him with 3 in the bottom. Michael Young deposits one in the crowd.
I think you just have to say in this, I don't know what the story was with Loesch in his last 4 starts when he struggled. In this inning, it's been the location of his off-speed pitches, his curveball, slider, and his changeup. They've been basically right down the middle of the plate and up.
Spooned in a right, another base hit. All happening with 2 outs here for the Rangers. And the hammer. Hank Blaylock is coming up with, would you believe, a chance to give the Rangers the lead here in the 2nd inning.
Looked like Michael fought off a fastball, soft base hit to right field.
Blaylock fouled out last time.
Just can't get his off-speed pitches down. That was another curveball that stayed up and high, never got down into the strike zone.
Tried to come in there, and he did get it in there to Hank. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. 14 home runs for Mr. Blaylock. Remember, last year he had 3. And at this time last year was trying to sort things out at AAA. This year he's an all-star. Telling us before the game that his wife would go with him to Chicago. And he'd bring in his family as well for the all-star game. Well, from that graphic we just saw, we're still in the first 75 pitches here. Hitters count 3-1. Alex Rodriguez on deck, so you know Loesch doesn't want to mess around and walk Hank Blaylock. This would be a good time for Hank just to let it fly.
Yeah, if it's a strike, you don't have to worry about that. He will let it fly. Very seldom does he do anything but let it fly, but in a controlled way.
Sizzles one towards the dugout on the third base side. It goes skipping into the crowd.
Pitch will be Loach's 30th in this inning. Runners will be running.
And again with A-Rod on deck, you know he doesn't want to walk Hank here. Ripped foul the other way.
Well, there's a couple of kids lucky that ball hit the side of the wall. Front row close to the hitter, boy. They had their gloves on, but I don't know that they had them up in time.
Let's see. Hank has sent a screaming line drive down the left field line, now down the right field line.
You're saying up the middle this time?
I'm saying straight up the middle. Split the difference. Right after Kyle Loesch does that for no apparent reason.
He's hoping to get the runners starting a little bit too soon, but in this situation, the runners say to themselves, I'm not starting until I know he's going home.
Did he check? Yes, he did. They're loaded up for Alex Rodriguez.
That's one of the reasons that Hank Blaylock is already such a good hitter. That was a good, hard 3-2 slider. You're looking for a fastball. A lot of hitters are going to swing at this pitch, especially a hitter that swings the bat as aggressively as Hank. But that's the good part about it. He's got bat control to go along with it, and he's able to just barely check his swing in time and loads the bases for Alex.
5 straight 2-out base runners. It brought it to this. Ball 1 to Alex Rodriguez. You've got Todd Green, Michael Young, and Hank Blaylock running. You've got 3 runs already in. And a man who hit 57 home runs last year standing in there for the Rangers. Ruh-roh. 2 balls, no strikes. Action in the Minnesota bullpen with Juan Rincon. Two balls, 1 strike. Tony Mounts has to appreciate this effort after he gave up the 5 in the top of the inning.
Good fastball, and a fastball count at the outside corner. Alex was looking for a fastball, and Loesch was able to sneak it by him.
Came right back, did it again. It's 2-2.
Well, if you're the pitcher right now, you say, I was down 2 balls, no strikes, 2 fastballs. I think I'll just throw him another one. See if he does and see what happens if he does.
Fouled back on a fastball. Will he do it a 4th consecutive pitch now?
So far in this game, his fastball has definitely been his best pitch. His other pitches are good pitches, but in this game, they have not been located well. The Rangers have taken advantage of that. When you're throwing 93, 95, you're not afraid to throw your fastball no matter what the count is.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Palmeiro on deck, and he's already homered in this inning.
Tell the way Brzezinski reached for it that he reached out of the strike zone.
Fouled back to the net. He had a good cut, and again, it's heater after heater right now from Kyle Loesch.
Well, they're good heaters. That's one thing you can say about them at 95 miles an hour. Good fastballs and good swings, just fouling them straight back. It's Good battle right here with the bases loaded.
A chopper. Close play, safe! 2 runs are in, we're tied!
I want to know the last time anyone saw 2 ground ball infield singles in the same inning with a man scoring from second base on both of them.
Runners in motion with the full count, and the important thing was that the trailing runner was just hauling it. Alex stretching to beat what looked like an easy out when it left the bat.
I mean, you hit a bases loaded, 2 out, ground ball to shortstop, and end up with an RBI, 2 RBI single. You get 2 RBIs and a ground ball to shortstop. That's hustling for you. And Gomez just didn't have as much time as he took to get Alex at first base. I don't know whether he couldn't play the hop well or whether he underestimated Alex's speed going to first base. Whatever he did, he played it into a 2-run single.
Mike Young all the way in from second. Rafi blasting towards center. Torrey Hunter coming on. Reaching, diving, tumbling, and he got it. But will you take a 5-5 tie at the end of 2?
It's the unexpected touches that make an anniversary special. Announcing the Lincoln Mercury Anniversary Clearance, featuring end-of-the-model year savings on every Lincoln and Mercury, including our great lineup of SUVs. Lincoln Navigator, the all-new Lincoln Aviator, and the award-winning Mercury Mountaineer with no-charge leather seating. Now get 0% financing for 60 months or up to $4,000 cash back, plus your dealer's best model year-end price. This is one anniversary you don't want to miss. Hurry to your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
Hey, how much is this?
It's $1.
And how much is...
For you, $1.
How much are these?
Everything's $1.
If you've got $1, you can get Comcast high-speed internet. Call 1-800-COMCAST now and get basic installation for just $1. It's our best deal of the year.
How much are these?
Security.
Serve that chicken from Popeye.
You're gonna love Popeye's authentic New Orleans-style menu. World-famous chicken, po' boys, chicken strips, and America's favorite red beans and rice.
And it's good.
Of course it's good. It's Popeye's.
Get 2 pieces of Popeye's chicken and a biscuit for only $2.49. Or get 12 pieces classic mild or spicy for only $9.99. It's the big taste of the Big Easy. Popeye's New Orleans-style menu. You won't find the flavors of New Orleans at KFC.
We kicked that bucket, honey.
Dharma and Greg, weeknights at 6:30 on KDFI 27.
Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by Dodge. Grab life by the horns. Maybe the most exciting overall inning of the entire season just witnessed here at the ballpark in Arlington. Give a new phrase or new meaning to the phrase, give me 5. 5 in the top of the second, 5 in the bottom of the second, and Torrey Hunter made sure it wasn't 6 in the bottom of the second with a tremendous catch on Rafael Palmeiro.
Well, each pitcher was about a batter away from coming out of the game. Now after 2, they've each given up a 5-run inning. They're each still in there.
Alex Rodriguez looking at backhand, has made only 2 errors all year. How will they score it on a hot shot? Either way, the leadoff man is on. Bobby Kelty, who began last inning with a walk, is on once again to lead off the third. Still no ruling, hit or error at this point. Base hit. All right, now that we've caught our breath, let's recap what the Rangers did in that bottom of the second inning for Tony Mounts. I mean, the poor kid did not have his control in the top of the second inning. The Twins battered him for 5 runs. Rafi made a statement, getting a 2-strike home run to lead off the bottom of the second. Slowly hit ground ball. Mike Young's going to charge. And the only play to first, he's got his man. Justin Morneau is out. Rafi hit the home run, made it 5-1. Gonzalez flied out. Just kind of a random fly out. Mike Lamb a strikeout. And, you know, we figured, all right, well, we'll talk about the Rafael Palmeiro home run. Pretty cool. But then Minch roped a double. Tashira a double. Green a single. Mike Young a single. Blaylock in a terrific at-bat worked a 3-2 walk. A-Rod beat out a ground ball to short. I mean, that's the simplest way to say it. He grounded to short. And he lunged and he beat it out for 2 runs batted in. Mike Young hustling all the way from second base. Then you got a 5-5 game. Obviously, the charge for Tony Mounts now is to keep it 5-5. Keep the Rangers fans into it here. Keep the momentum on the Rangers side.
Both managers had a long leash during the 5-run inning. Both managers will have a short leash this inning. Jade Powell was up in the second inning during the 5-run inning. He's up now. And now that the game is tied, I think the managers will say to each pitcher, okay, you had your chance in the second inning. I let you battle through it, but we're not going to have any more innings like that without a new pitcher coming into the ball game. And so Buck will play it kind of batter by batter. I don't think Tony's going to be able to have the same kind of a long inning here in the 3rd inning without a new pitcher coming in. And I'm sure he knows that.
Opposite field, Gomez will float it up towards Gonzalez. And Juan firing towards third base. There's the tag. Got him! Wow!
That's a bad base running right there.
And that's a league-leading 10th outfield assist for Juan Gonzalez. Right on the mark. Down goes Kelty.
In the big cities and the small towns, at the dance hall and the state fair, Chevy drives your life. After all, Chevys roll off the line right here in Texas. Vehicles you count on every day. And that's why we say Chevy, driving Texas.
Dos Equis. Sooner or later, you'll get it.
From the files of You Don't Tug on Superman's Cape and You Don't Spit into the Wind, why, Mr. Grieve, were the Minnesota Twins running on Juan Gonzalez?
Well, there's 3 pretty good reasons why you shouldn't be. Number 1, you've got a scouting report that should tell you that Juan throws as well as most right fielders in the league. And there you see exactly what the scouting report would say. Second, you don't make the 3rd out at third base. The risk is greater than the reward. The risk being that you're thrown out and the inning ends. The reward being that you're on 3rd instead of 2nd with 2 outs. It's not worth the attempt to go to 3rd base. And so twice in this ball game, base running mistakes by the Twins have benefited the Rangers. Go back to the 1st inning with 1st and 2nd. Lou Ford was doubled off 2nd.
Deep drive center field. Torrey Hunter, no chance. Home run. hang in there, sir. Rangers 6, Minnesota 5. They've come from down 5-0. Oh, and look at that. Mike Lamb trying to bunt his way on. The carousel just keeps on spinning at the ballpark tonight. Number 21 this year for Juan Gonzalez. Number 426 in his career tag. That is tied with Billy Williams on the all-time home run list now.
Now, you can't throw a fastball hard enough to throw it by Juan for a strikeout over the plate like that. He might foul it off. He might make it out on it. You can throw it 100 miles an hour and you won't throw it by him.
So the Rangers have leadoff home runs in the second and now the third from two of the best home run hitters in the history of the franchise, Palmeiro and now Gonzalez. Mike Lamb, hot shot, but to the wrong guy. Doug Minkiewicz will touch up. The Rangers went down in order in the first inning. Very quietly on a strikeout, a foul out, a little looping line drive. Check that, a pop fly out by Alex Rodriguez to second base. Now you figure that guy was doing all that fighting for his kid? Is that what that comes down to?
I hope so, because the guys he was fighting were about 30 years younger than he was.
If you've seen if you've seen Finding Nemo, though, you'll appreciate the effort.
Okay.
The effort that Papa went through there to get that for Sonny Boy. 2 balls, no strikes, and I do highly recommend Finding Nemo, Tom. As a dad, you'll love that.
Well, I've got a couple of granddaughters that I'm sure would like to see it, so maybe when they're up here, I'll go to see that. Or are you saying I should just go by myself?
Yeah,
and
I'm
see
saying just because you're a dad, you'd love that movie.
I will.
Dunked towards center. Torrey Hunter, no way this time. Kevin Minch has doubled again. Torrey Hunter's getting a workout. Hunter, who made a sprawling, tumbling catch on Palmeiro last inning, was trying to do the same to Kevin Minch.
Came pretty close. Another 6 inches, he might have caught it in the tip of his glove.
Minch continues to double up a storm. Now Tashira grounds it to short. Gomez will get it across for out number 2. So Kevin Minch now has as many doubles as Rafael Palmeiro does this year, Tom, and about a third as many at-bats.
Well, he's going to have to go to get 21 home runs.
Yeah, it's 21-2 in that department. Again, Rafi tying Mel Ott on the all-time home run list tonight. Juan Gonzalez has tied Billy Williams. How cool is that? 2 different Rangers tying 2 different Hall of Famers in 2 innings. Todd Green again sees a slider from Kyle Loesch. Rangers out hitting the Twins 8-4. Remember, Texas trailed 5-0 on the scoreboard going to the bottom of the second inning. Tony Mounts appreciates the bats that have sprung to life against Kyle Loesch. Well, Todd finally got a fastball, but it was away. He fouls it into the crowd. Rangers 8 wins, 5 losses in their last 13 games. Starting to turn the corner, it would seem. Not looking a lot like the team that lost 20 out of 22 not too long ago. Off-speed chop near third. Off the bag, and it is into. It is going to be called a foul. I was going to say into the Ranger dugout, but I'm wondering if Mitkevich knew what was going on when that happened. He let it go off his glove and roll away. I don't know if he heard somebody say foul or not. No, he was in pursuit of that ball, it looked like. I don't know if he knew it was foul. Don't be hitting the home run hitter there, guys. Now the strikeout. Low shot of the inning, but Juan Gonzalez with home run number 21 this year. Rangers have fought back. It is 6-5.
Whatever happened to the house call? The doctor would show up at the front door and treat the patient right there at home. Who does that anymore? Well, SBC does.
Won't be long.
Only our black bag is a yellow laptop. They may not be doctors, but they do make house calls.
Phone?
I have good news. The customer. That's who we answer to. SBC.
Let's say this is you. Yeah, you're the king. But being the king isn't always easy. So, when you're with Allstate, you'll have over 50,000 professionals to help protect you. From claims adjusters who can help you fix a broken castle, to emergency assistants to ride to your rescue, to lawyers that go to court with you if you need them, and your Allstate agent who knows the moves to help you. Helping the king feel protected. Just one more way, you're in good hands with Allstate.
Every morning, millions of us just have coffee because we don't have time for a decent breakfast. Well, now Yoplay's got something new that'll change that. It's called Nourish, a delicious non-fat yogurt smoothie, the only yogurt smoothie with the nourishment of a meal. With Nourish for breakfast, we'll all be off to a good start.
After you.
No time for a meal? Nourish yourself.
Texas Ranger Baseball brought to you by Southwest Airlines. More than 2,700 nonstop daily flights to 59 destinations all across the country. On what's turned into a very nice night here at the ballpark in Arlington, the Rangers have fashioned a pretty nice rally. Home run number 21 for the guy on the left, followed by home run number 21 for the guy on the right. Palmeiro and Gonzalez get it done. Not often you see teams trading 5 spots in one inning, but that's what we had tonight.
Traded 5 spots and traded runners scoring from second base on infield hits.
So what you're saying is the chances of that happening again tomorrow are slim.
Not very good.
Brzezinski bashing one into right. Tony Mounts got one up. Brzezinski, who was hit by a pitch in the second inning, is now on more conventionally here in the fourth. We go to Jim Knox.
Okay, thank you, Josh. You know, when the Minnesota Twins and Torrey Hunter are in town, that brings out the Torrey Hunter family right here. This is Tram Hunter, little brother. How you doing, Tram? All right. How many family and friends do we have on hand tonight?
Oh, man, we got about 15 family members and about 20 friends. And I got my dad right here, Theodis Hunter, and my brother, my oldest brother, Taru Hunter, and my other brother, Tisku Hunter.
All right, Sharon Toriani. He made a nice catch a couple innings ago. I think you have a special guest, too, right, Tram?
Yeah, I got a special guest, Jesse Lang of the All-American Hot Dog Eater. And he's going to come in here tomorrow, and he's going to eat up all the hot dogs. And his record is 25.
Wow, okay. Decker Dog Night tomorrow, Josh. $1. And Jesse, tomorrow you're taking on all comers. Your record's 25?
25.
Okay, all comers tomorrow night. Decker Dog Night. And,
wow.
and Tram wants to show back Torrey Hunter's throwback jersey. That's big in Pine Bluff, Josh.
Very nice. $25 will get you 25 hot dogs and a severe bellyache. Rangers looking to make a pitching change. We'll be back in just a moment. It's 6-5.
In the big cities and the small towns, at the dance hall, and the state fair. Chevy drives your life. After all, Chevys roll off the line right here in Texas. Vehicles you count on every day. And that's why we say Chevy, driving Texas.
Designing an all-season tire to outperform performance tires wasn't rocket science. Then again, maybe it was. Pilot Sport AS. Our most advanced C-rated tire ever. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Chill out, cash in. Buy 4 Michelin tires and get a $50 rebate. See your Michelin dealer. Offer ends July 31st.
Well, it's summer and time for the Dallas Boat Show Summer Sell-Off and Dodge Summer Sales Drive, where hundreds of dealers haul boats, ski rigs, watercraft, and a bajillion other lake toys to Market Hall to sell at incredible bargains. They're ready to deal, so if you've been waiting, now's the time. See them all in one place for 2 big weekends, Friday through Sunday, July 11th through 13th and 18th through 20th. Get 2-for-1 coupons at your local Dodge dealer for the Dallas Boat Show Summer Sell-Off, where you'll see boats and save bucks.
Well, Tom, you called it a shorter leash for the starters now after the 5-run second innings were exchanged. Sure enough, one batter into the fourth. Tony Mountains who's out. Jay Powell is on.
And Jay's been pitching the ball pretty well. Boy, in his last ball game, he was throwing the ball 94 miles an hour, as high as 95 miles an hour.
Rivas greets him with a foul ball.
He really had probably the best fastball we've seen Jay have. Kept the ball down, had good movement on it, had a hard slider. He's pitched 3 scoreless innings in his last 3 ball games, so he's headed in the right direction. Big game for him right here, trying to protect a 1-run lead earlier in the ball game than Jay's accustomed to pitching.
Michael Young can't get it. It skids into center field. Brzezinski will stop. At second base, it's going to be 2 on with nobody out. Tough play for Mike.
Yeah, that ball was really smoked. Looked like Michael might be able to backhand it, but it just skipped by him. I think because of how hard it was hit.
Yeah, if it's a little bit more directly at him, chances are very decent the Rangers turn 2. Instead, it escaped him, went into right center.
Too hot to handle.
And the Twins have first and second for the top of the order. Nobody out. The native Texan Lou Ford. Grew up in Lufkin. Went to college here in Dallas. Bunts up the line. Blaylock overruns it, and that's a good thing as it turns out. Never touched it.
I think he overran it on purpose when he realized it was going to be a beautiful bunt and have a real hard play at first base. We'll be able to get an idea right here. Yep. He never wanted to catch that ball. If he fields that ball, that's a base hit. That's a heads-up play by Hank. It might stay fair, and it might be a base hit. You don't know for sure. What you do know for sure is if you pick it up, it's a base hit. And so you take your chances, and it rolls foul.
Hank's baseball sense, considering he's 22 years old, Tom, I think just continues to astound. Grew up in a baseball family. His dad, his uncle, both high school coaches. That one gives Lou Ford a shave. And at 22 years old, Hank Blaylock becomes the youngest all-star third baseman, Tom, since the Rangers put Buddy Bell in the all-star game 30 years ago. Buddy was 21 when he went in 1973. Hank is 22.
Wow.
There's a bunt that Powell will handle. He'll fire to third and get the lead runner.
Well, Jay knew he had a chance at third base. Ford bunted the ball right straight back to the pitcher. And Jay was determined to get that man at third base, which he did. It looked like he bobbled it for just a split second. That bunt won't get the runner over very often. And Jay makes a heads-up play, get the lead runner at third base. That's a big out.
Doug Minkiewicz has bounced into 5 double plays this year, and he is the next batter. Outside corner, strike one. Rangers will need a long effort and a good effort from the bullpen tonight. The bullpen has been very, very good of late. Five walks, 31 strikeouts. Wow. ERA of 1.47. We're talking about 31 innings, and this is not a short sample anymore. Maybe not coincidentally, of those last 9 games, the Rangers have won 6 of them.
I think when the season started, that's pretty much what the Rangers expected and hoped from the bullpen. And the addition of Rosman Garcia, who's done a great job lately, has helped.
Down the line it goes. That is foul.
And the other thing that's helped is all the lefties the Rangers have used this year have been terrific.
Oh, wait.
Fultz, Schaus, Ron Mayhay.
Oh, wait a minute. That might be the first time I've seen a cute little girl hand the ball off to an older gentleman. Usually it works the other way around. Cute little girl already had a ball. Minkiewicz rips. He doesn't get it. So Jay Powell handling the bunt very well from Ford. Now comes back to strike out Minkiewicz.
A good fastball with good life on it by Jay. Good ball by Minkiewicz. Minkiewicz is not a guy that strikes out a lot. Jay got him that time. Minkiewicz, 31 strikeouts, 260 at bats.
Jay Powell has thrown 8 pitches, Tom. 7 of them have been strikes.
Just figured out who Minkiewicz looks like. It's been bugging me.
Really?
It's like Dave Barnett.
Yeah, I can see that a little bit.
Kind of right in the nose and the mouth area, looks like Dave.
One-time Ranger voice. Always get a lot of emails when we play that game. Who does so-and-so look like?
Well, for anyone that knows Dave Barnett, I think you would agree. That looks like Dave Barnett.
Ryan Ludwig appreciated the emails that compared him to the actor Alan Ruck. Not. Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's what a couple of emailers said about Ryan Ludwig. We've talked about Mark Tashira, the young actor Jason Biggs. We get Tom Selleck every once in a while for Rafi. Rafi appreciates that. Ground ball to second base. Mike Young to Tom Selleck. Inning over. It was 2 on, nobody out. And Minnesota did not score. Top of the order coming up when we come back.
We love summer. Time to get outdoors, crossing Texas in a brand new Ford. Summer savings days are here.
It's also time for Ford's 100th anniversary celebration. Get financing as low as 0% or up to $4,000 cash back. Plus, with Ford's Military Appreciation Program, military personnel get $750 bonus cash on almost every new Ford car, truck, and SUV.
Summer savings days are here.
Dos Equis. Sooner or later, you'll get it.
Dave, it's Adam Shapiro. I'm on a road trip. You got a couch or something? That's all I need. Wyatt! I'm outside of Phoenix right now. Stay with you? Great. This is Adam Shapiro from first grade. I don't have the headgear anymore. You got a big couch. Perfect. I'm in Lubbock. Uncle Saul! I'm in Cleveland. I could stop by the pharmacy. Guest room. Nice. Oh! Whoa. Bye, guys.
You sure he's your cousin?
T-Mobile gives you 1,000 whenever minutes coast to coast. Just $39.99.
Get more. Don't miss Matlock weeknights at 7 on KDFI 27.